Hi, I'm Justin with Ocean Vayu Yoga. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Today we are going to run through the full primary series of Ashtanga Yoga. And so if you're familiar with that, then you know what you're in for. And if you're unfamiliar with that, then you're in for a bit of a treat. I'm going to assume a bit of familiarity, at least on your part. And to that end, I'm going to keep the cueing a bit on the minimal side. Give us a little more of an opportunity to just kind of come into the practice and explore our breath. If you're less familiar with the practice, or if you happen to feel you're running out of steam today for whatever reason before we get through the whole thing, and it'd be a good idea to still get the closing sequence in. So what I'm going to do is throw a little thumbnail and timestamp up here for you. There it is. And you can just go to that part of the video to wrap up your practice when you get to a point where you feel like you've had about enough. Otherwise, we're just going to kind of come to the top of our mat and get ourselves started here. So we'll settle into samastitihi, which is equal standing. Feet will be together, hands coming by the sides, fingers connecting to one another, shoulders slide down the back, chin drops just slightly, and we'll connect to our sounded breath. A slight constriction in the lower part of the back of the throat, breathing in and out through the nose. We'll also connect to our bandhas, so a slight lift in the pelvic floor, as well as a little drawing in and slightly upward just below the navel. And we'll try to keep connected to our breath and our bandhas through as much of the practice as we can today. And here we go. Surya Namaskara A. We'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen out the spine, head up. Exhale, take the feet back and lower down to Chaturanga. Inhale, coming through to upward facing dog. And with our exhale, we'll pull back to downward facing dog, and we'll stay here for 5 breaths. Here's 2. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, bring the feet forward, lengthen out the spine, head up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way back up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands back by the sides. Again, inhale, reaching up, gazing up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, feet back and lowering through Chaturanga. Inhaling for up dog. And with the exhale, pulling back, downward facing dog. Again, 5 breaths here. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, feet forward, lengthening out the spine. Exhale, fold, and inhale, coming all the way up, reaching up. Exhale, hands back by the sides. And again, inhaling up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, feet back, lowering down, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. Inhale, feet forward, lengthening. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way back up, reaching the arms up. And exhale, samastitihi. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, feet back, lowering down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, feet forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way back up. And exhale, samastitihi. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, head up. Exhale, feet back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1. Feel the weight evenly grounding through the hands here. 2. 3. The hips are lifting up and back away from the hands. 4. And 5. Inhale, feet forward. Lengthen out the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way back up. And exhale, hands back by the side, samastitihi, equal standing. And Surya Namaskara B, bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen out the spine. Exhale, feet back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step the right foot forward, bend into the right knee, and inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down, foot back, lowering, chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, pull it back. Left foot. Inhale, as the knee bends, we rise up. Exhale, hands down, back through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. And exhale into down dog for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, feet forward, lengthening. Exhale, fold, knees bend. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, samastitihi. And again, bend the knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, feet back, lowering down. Inhaling up. And exhale, pull it back. Big step with the right foot. Knee bends, arms up with an inhale. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left side. Knee bends, arms up with an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling up. And exhale, pulling back. 5 breaths. 1, 2, nice steady gaze. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, feet forward, lengthening. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, samastitihi. And again, bend the knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, head up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, inhaling up. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot, inhale. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhale, pull it back. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, feet forward. Exhale, fold. Knees bend. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, samastitihi. 2 more times. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot. Inhale. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhale, pull it back. Left foot. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, feet forward, lengthening. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms up. And exhale, samastitihi. Last one. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, feet back, lowering down. Inhaling up. Exhale, pull it back. Right foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down, chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhale, pull it back. Left foot. Knee bends. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale, pull it back. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, feet forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms up. And exhale, samastitihi, equal standing. Padangustasana, will step or hop the feet, hips width distance apart. Take a breath in. With the exhale, catch the big toes with the index and middle fingers. Lengthen with an inhale, head up. And exhale, fold for 5 breaths. 1. You can have the elbows pointing out to the sides here. 2. Or tucking them in. 3. Just keep some weight in the toes. 4. And 5. Inhale, head up. And Padahastasana, slide the hands under the feet. Lengthen again with an inhale. And keep that length as you fold with the exhale. 1. 2. Again, some weight in the toes here. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, pause there. And then catch the waist, press through the feet. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, step or hop the feet back to samastitihi, equal standing. And Uttita Trikonasana, bend the knees. Inhale, step out to the right, bow the legs length between the feet, right toes pointing back, arms to a T with an inhale, and exhale over to the right side. Gazing up towards the left thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, rise up, pivot the feet. With the exhale over to the left side, gazing up towards the right thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale up, and pivoting for Parivrtta Trikonasana, squaring the hips to the back of the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Left hand comes down to the leg, the foot, the mat, eventually pinky toe and the pinky connect. The right arm reaches up. It's 1, lengthening through the top of the head. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, rising up, pivoting the feet for the other side, squaring to the front of the mat. With the exhale, hinge at the hips. The right hand comes down again to the shin, the foot, the mat, pinky to pinky toe side of the foot. Left arm reaches out as we lengthen through the top of the head. 1. If it's comfortable, we'll gaze up towards the left thumb. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, rising up, facing the side, arms out to a T, and exhale back to samastitihi, the top of the mat. We'll take a breath. And then Uttita Parshva Konasana, will bend the knees. Inhale, step out to the right, a wider stance but similar foot alignment to a Trikonasana, arms to a T with an inhale, and exhale, bend into the right knee, bringing the left arm up and over the cheek or ear. 1, 2, 3. You want to really try to open the chest to the side here. 4, and 5. Inhale up, pivoting the feet, and exhale, left knee bends, Right arm up and over, chest opens to the side. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling up and pivoting for Parvrita Parsvakonasana. With our exhale, we're bending into the right knee, bringing the left arm across. 1, you can have the hands together here. 2, or the arms open to a T. 3, and if your left hand touches the floor, the right arm, 4, comes up and over. And 5. Inhale, coming up and pivoting the feet. With the exhale, bending into the left knee, right arm comes across. Again, the hands can connect, the arms can open to a T. It's 1, or you can reach the left arm up and over. 2, if your right hand touches the floor. 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling up, arms to a T, and exhale, top of the mat, samastitahi, taking a breath. And then prasadata, padottanasana, A, B, C, and D. We'll inhale, step out to the right, wide leg stance, both toes pointing to the side, hands to the hips with an inhale. With the exhale, fold forward, bring the hands down to the mat, fingertips perhaps in line with toes. Lengthening with an inhale, gazing forward, keeping that length with the exhale, fold forward. 1, 2, draw up slightly on the kneecaps here. 3, and keep hollowing out the lower abdomen. 4, and 5. Inhale, head up halfway. Exhale, pause. Then catch the waist. Inhale, rise up. B version. Inhale, arms out to a T. Exhale, hands back to the waist. Keep the hands here. Lengthen with an inhale and fold with the exhale. Once you've reached the end of your fold, let the elbows work toward one another behind the back. That's 1. Keep grounding down through the bases of the big toes. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale all the way back up. And exhale, pause here. C version, we'll inhale, reach the arms out to a T. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Straightening the arms, lengthening the spine with an inhale. With the exhale, we fold. And let the arms come away from the back, whatever amount they're willing to come today. 1, not trying to force them down. 2, don't lose sight of the actions in the legs. 3, so slightly lifting the kneecaps, pressing down through the feet. 4, and 5. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, pause there with the hands still behind the back. And then we'll inhale, catch the waist. Exhale, run the hands down the legs, catching the big toes with the index and middle fingers, lengthening with an inhale, and keeping that length with the exhale, folding for 5 breaths. 1, pressing down through the big toes here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, pause. Then catch the waist. Inhale, rise up. And with the exhale, we'll take it back to the top of the mat. Samastitihi, equal standing. In Parsvottanasana, we're going to take the hands behind the back. They're connecting palms, fingers up or fingers down. Grabbing hands, wrists, forearms, or elbows. We'll bend into the knees, step out to the right, about a leg's length, pivot to face the back of the mat. And keeping length in the spine with our exhale, we're folding out over the right leg. 1, 2, draw back on the right hip crease just a little bit. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, coming up and pivoting the feet, keeping that same length in the spine with the exhale, folding over the left leg. 1, 2, of course drawing back on the left hip crease here. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, taking it back to the top of the mat. Samastitihi, equal standing. And then Uttita Hasta Padangustasana, our extended hand to big toe pose. We're going to ground through the left foot, left hand to the left hip. We're going to raise the right leg, catching the big toe. If catching the big toe is not happening for you, you can catch the shin. If you have the toe, we can fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you're folded, we inhale up. With the exhale, take the leg out to the side. If it does not throw your balance off, shift the gaze over the left shoulder. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Back to center. Raise the leg a little higher or fold with an exhale. Inhale up and exhale, release, pointing the toes. 1, 2, try to spread the toes a little bit. 3, 4, and 5. Release that. Shake it out or walk it out if you need to. And we'll set up the other side, grounding through the right foot, right hand to the right hip, fingers kind of digging in, either catching the shin or the toe. And if you have the toe, again, the option to fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, leg out to the left, gaze to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale back to center. The exhale, the leg comes up, or we fold, or both. We inhale up, and exhale, release, pointing the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release. Shake it out if you need to. And then Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana, we're going to take the right foot up into the left hip crease for standing half lotus. So we want a nice deep bend in the knee before bringing the foot up and in. We're taking the right arm behind the back. It's either catching the left arm or it catches the foot. If you have the foot, we'll fold. 5 breaths. 1, if you don't have the foot, just stay upright. 2, and work the hip open. 3 by pointing the knee towards the floor. 4, and bringing the thigh in towards the midline a little bit. And 5. If you're folded, inhale, head up. Exhale, pause. And then inhale, coming up the rest of the way. And exhale, we'll all release. And we'll switch to the other side. Nice deep bend in the left knee before trying to bring the foot up in towards the right hip crease. Left arm behind the back, it either catches the arm or maybe it makes its way to the foot. If you have the foot, you fold. And of course, if you don't have the foot, you work it the same way as you did on the other side. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, pause. And then inhale, rising up. And exhale, we can all release. A little wiggly today. We're going to make our way into Utkatasana via a sun salutation. So basically hitting the reset button here and going right back to the beginning of our practice. So we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen out the spine. And exhale, take the feet back and lower down through Chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. I'm not going to stay here, so at the next inhale, I'm going to bring the feet forward, feet together, knees together, bend the knees, and inhale the arms up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Keep the knees bent, plant the hands and either step back or lift the feet and hop back. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. And then we're going to come into Virabhadrasana A, stepping the right foot forward, bending into the knee. Inhale, arms up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, straighten the leg, pivot the feet. The exhale, bending into the left knee. 1, 2, pressing back and down. 3, through the right heel. 4, and 5. Opening arms to a T, staying on the left side, Virabhadrasana B. 1, 2, make sure we're not leaning forward. 3, or leaning backward. 4, and 5. Inhale, straighten the leg, pivot the feet, and with the exhale, bend into the right knee, gazing over the right fingertips. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hands down, either stepping or lifting. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. I'm going to come through to a seated position for Dandasana, staff pose. Hands will be right by the sides, fingers spread and pointed forward, shoulders roll down the back, feet flex, chin drops, 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3,
4, and 5. Relax the arms, relax the legs. I'm going to come forward for Paschimottanasana. So if you make it to the feet, we'll grab the big toes. If you don't make it to the feet, hold on to your thighs or your knees or your shins or your ankles. Lengthen with an inhale, and with the exhale, fold toward the feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Take a B position here. You can either get your hands closer to the feet, or if you had the big toes, put fingers over the toes, hands to the outsides of the feet, or if you're feeling open, you can bind the hands in front of the feet. Either way, we'll lengthen with an inhale and fold with the exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. We'll run through our first vinyasa. We're going to cross the legs, crossing the shins closer to the knees than at the ankles. Lift up. Take the feet back, chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Exhale for down dog. We'll come back through to seated. Purvottanasana, a reverse plank posture here. So we're going to have the legs outstretched straight in front. Hands are going to come back, sort of underneath the shoulders as we lean the upper body back, toes point forward. And with an inhale, press the hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, lower down, and another vinyasa. Quick note about the vinyasas. If lifting and jumping all the way back is not working, you just lift up, lower down, bring the hands in front, step the feet back, finish your vinyasa. If any amount of the lifting is not working and the chaturangas aren't working for you, just run through a little seated cat-cow sequence where you would still stay connected to the breath. So you would have an inhale as if you were lifting up here. Exhale, this would be for your chaturanga. Your next inhale, be your cat-cow, your up dog, your exhale, pulling into your down dog, and then your inhale back through to seated. So you could stay with the breath for whatever amount of whatever number of vinyasas you are up for doing. So we'll pretend that was a vinyasa there. Back through to seated for Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. Left leg out straight, right leg coming into half lotus. So deep bend in the knee, bringing the right foot up into the left hip crease, and the arm is going to come behind the back. You're going to hold on to the right foot from underneath and behind with the left hand, and either bind the arm or bind the foot. If you have the foot, left hand reaches for the left foot, lengthen and fold. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. We'll run through a vinyasa or just lifting. If you're not doing the full vinyasa between sides. Or you could do the cat-cows just as well. And from down dog, coming back through to set up the other side. Right leg straight, left leg coming into that half lotus. And we lengthen and fold. 1, 2,
3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release, vinyasa. Lift with the inhale. Chaturanga with the exhale. Up dog with the inhale. And exhaling to down dog. And coming through to seated. Forward Tiryang, Mukha, Ekapada, Paschimottanasana. You can just jump right into this leg position if you're familiar with it. Or you sit down and tuck the right leg back, top of the foot to the mat, heel to the outside of the hip, thighs roughly parallel. Lengthen with an inhale and fold down the inseam of the left leg with the exhale. 1, so it's as if both legs were out in front of us here as we're folding. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. Vinyasa. Or if you're not taking them between sides, just staying with the breath. And from our down dog, coming through, just set up the other side. Left leg back. We're lengthening and folding. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release, and a vinyasa. Lift with the inhale. Chaturanga with the exhale. Inhaling up. Exhale, pulling back. With the inhale, coming through for Janu Shirshasana A. Right leg, deep bend in the knee. Knee drops down to the side. Sole of the foot connects to the inner left leg somewhere, hopefully up in the thigh area. Come down over the leg. Lengthen with an inhale and slightly rotate to the left through the ribs before exhaling to help bring the center of the upper body one more in line with the leg. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release, and a vinyasa. Lifting. And from down dog, we come back through. Just set up the other side. Right leg out, left leg bends, knee drops down. Coming down over the leg, lengthening and pivoting slightly to the right, and exhaling into the posture. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. Vinyasa. From our down dog, coming back through to set up B. Starts off pretty much exactly like A did, except we're going to lift ourselves up and either pull the heel back or scoot the hips forward so that we end up landing the center of the pelvic floor right on top of the heel. The knee still stays out fairly wide here. Come down over the leg and lengthen. We fold with the exhale. 1, if this is uncomfortable. 2, or inaccessible, just repeat the A version. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. Vinyasa. And coming back through to set up the other side. Right leg out, left leg in. Again, just like A, we lift and either scoot forward or draw the heel back, or some combination of the two. Coming over the leg, lengthening, and exhale, folding. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. And a vinyasa. And from our down dog, we come through to set up the C version. So C version, we're going to have the right leg bending deeply. We're going to try to fish the right arm under, grab a hold of the toes, and pull the toes down. Just kind of sweeping the hand out of the way as we put the toes to the floor. Get the heel to pivot upward, and the knee will hopefully be dropping towards the floor. Maybe it's way high up in the air, maybe just 1 or 2 toes are down. Over time, all of that will shift. Now lengthen as we come down over the leg and fold with an exhale. That's 1. And again, if this is uncomfortable or inaccessible, 2, just repeat either A or B. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. Vinyasa. And coming through from down dog to set up the other side. Right leg out, left leg in. And the same thing, we're trying to get the hand to the toes so we can sweep the hand out of the way, getting the toes to touch down as the heel comes up. Come down over the leg, lengthen with an inhale, and fold with the exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. Vinyasa here. So we'll cross the legs, lift, chaturanga. Inhaling up dog, exhaling to down dog, and then coming back through to set up Marichyasana A. So we have the right leg getting a deep bend in it, the heel kind of drawing right back towards the sit bone as if it was being pulled back on a cable, a little bit of space in between the foot and the thigh. Reach the right arm forward like we're reaching for the left foot, but we're not. We're going to sweep the arm out to the side, rotating thumb down, palm up. Bring the hand to the thigh or the low back. Left arm comes around the back. See if we can hold hands. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. We lengthen and fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. A vinyasa here. So we lift with the inhale, chaturanga with the exhale. Inhaling up, exhale, pulling back, and coming through to set up the other side. Left leg in, right leg out. Reaching the left arm forward, sweeping it out to the side, rotating thumb down, palm up. Right arm comes to meet it. Lengthen and fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release, the vinyasa. Inhale to lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhale, pulling back. And coming through for Marichasana B. So we'll have the left foot coming into the right hip crease for half lotus, or sliding it underneath the right leg if the half lotus is not happening for you today. We're going to bend the right leg in, just like it was in the first posture. We're going to come up onto the outside edge of the hip and thigh. Reach the right arm forward, just like we did in the last one. See about binding hands. Lengthen with an inhale, and fold with the exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. A vinyasa here. And again, if you're not doing the vinyasas, just keep with the breathing. Back through to set up the other side. So we're bending the right knee. That foot is either coming into the left hip crease or sliding underneath the left leg. Left leg is bending just as it did in the first position, the A version. Lengthening with an inhale and folding with the exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. Vinyasa. Lift. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog. Exhaling, down dog. And coming back through to set up Marichasana C. What is going on with this microphone cable? It is migrating all over the place. I apologize for that. Bending the right knee, same leg position as A. We're going to take the right arm behind. Left arm is either going to grab with the crook of the elbow, or we're going to drop the back of the arm to the outside of the leg. And if we have space, sweeping thumb down, palm up, reaching behind the back, and seeing about connecting hands. 1, 2, 3, and point for the toes of your straight-legged foot, right on up. And 5. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, release. Vinyasa. And coming back through to set up the other side. So we're going to have the left leg in, right leg out. Taking the left arm behind, right arm across. Maybe getting the arm to come around the back to work the bind, maybe not. 1, and flexing back. 2 on the foot of your straight leg. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, release. Vinyasa. lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And coming through from Marichasana D. Setting up with the same leg position that we had in B. So that is the left foot coming into the right hip crease for our half lotus, or shooting underneath the leg if the half lotus isn't happening. Did I say B? D. Doing D, setting up the legs of B. And coming in with the twist like we had in C. So we're twisting to the right, maybe getting the arms to bind, maybe not. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, release, and a vinyasa here. And coming back through. Just set up D on the other side. Right foot coming into half lotus or sliding underneath the left leg as the left leg draws in, coming up onto the outside edge of the right hip or thigh, and twisting to the left. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, face forward. Ooh, exhale, release. Reclip this thing onto me. Apparently it is the day of the microphone rebellion. And a vinyasa. So here we go. Coming back through to seated. Head right into Navasana boat pose. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cross, lift, lower. We'll head back up. If having the legs straight, 1 is not working for you, just bend at the knees. 2, 3, keeping up the feet on the floor. 4, and 5. Cross, lift, lower, and back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross, plant the hands, lift, lower, and heading back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross, lift, lower, last one. Here we go. 1, doesn't have to look like the first one. 2, try not to sink your boat. 3, 4, and 5. Cross, lift, vinyasa. Enjoy your upward dog here. And roll into down dog. We're going to come into Bhuja Pidasana, which is an arm balance with the legs wrapping around the arms. If you're familiar with it, just hop right into it. If it is not part of your practice, then just bring the hands to the outsides of the feet and come into a deep squat. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Coming out, if you're in the squat, just step the feet back. If you had the legs to the arms, you can extend out into Tittivasana, pulling back into Bakasana, and then Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And coming back forward for Karmasana. So the feet are going to come around the hands again. You're either going to walk them there, hop them there, however you want to get them there. We're going to lower down. Keeping the elbows under the legs, trying to walk the shoulders under as much as we can here. And we're going to take the hands out to the sides if they'll go, maybe angled back behind, and then slide the legs forward, trying to hug the thighs in towards the ribs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Supta Karmasana. We're going to bend into the knees, bring the heels in a little bit, but try to keep the arms under, much as they were. See if we can get the hands to connect behind the back. If we can, we'll see if we get the feet to connect. If we can, we'll see if we can get the right foot to come over the top of the left, and then drop the head down in between the space by the feet and shins, or calves rather. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release the hands. So it's the same exit as our previous posture, so you can just step the feet back, or you can undo, lifting up, pointing the toes, curling the feet back, and hopping back to Chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, pulling back, and coming back through to a seated position here. Ooh, this microphone is really rebelling hard here today. I'm pretty sure I have the microphone fixed now. We'll see how long it holds in place for. Coming into Garbha Pindasana, we're going to have the right leg coming into half lotus, left leg coming across. So we're coming into a full lotus, or just simply crossing the legs. We're either going to sit with the legs lifted, or if we have space, we're going to try to thread the arms and hands through the lotus legs, thusly. Then we'll bring the hands up. Eventually, hands coming to the cheeks or the ears. It's clearly not happening for me today, and that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Tucking the chin, rounding the back. We're going to rock up and down and around in a circle here. So here we go. Down on the left side, up on the right side. When you get back to center, come up to Kukutasana, lifting. So if you're not with the arms through, it's 2, just lift your crossed legs. 3, 4, and 5. Lower down, unthread the arms, and we'll run through a vinyasa here. And we'll come back through to seated or Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet are going to draw in. Heels are coming in as close as is comfortable for you today. Take the thumbs to the balls of the feet, split the feet apart, peeling them open here. Lengthen with an inhale, and keeping that length as much as we can with the exhale, folding over the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, coming up. The B version, we're going to tuck the chin toward the chest as we round the head down, drawing in on the lower abdomen.
So the visual here would be crown of head towards soles of feet. Take a breath in and exhale, lower. Don't actually have to get crown of head to touch soles of feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release in the vinyasa. Exhaling to down dog and coming through for Upavishta Konasana, which is a wide-legged fold here. So the legs are coming out wide. We're going to come down, hands run down the legs. If you make it to the feet, we'll catch the outside edges or the big toes. We're going to lengthen with an inhale and fold with the exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up, and exhale. We're going to head into the B version, which is coming back and taking the same position upward, gazing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll cross the legs, plant the hands, and run through a vinyasa. Inhaling for up dog. Exhale, down dog. And coming back through to seated. Or Sapta Konasana. So we're going to begin by lying down on our backs. We're going to bring the legs up and over. We're coming into Halasana, plow pose. Take the legs out wide. Catch the big toes here. Lift the spine nice and tall and hold for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. With an inhale, we're going to try to roll up, pause at the top, and then exhale, pull back on the feet, and land softly on the calves. Here we go. Inhale, coming up, pull back on the feet, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, head up, exhale, cross the legs, inhale to lift, exhale, chaturanga, inhale, up dog, exhale, down dog, and with our inhale, coming back through to sit down and then lie down for Sapta Padagustasana, a reclined hand to big toe posture. Taking a breath here, and we'll raise the right leg, catch the big toe with an inhale. With the exhale, the upper body comes up towards the leg as the leg comes towards the upper body. 1, left toes point. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, upper body down. Exhale, the right leg drops over to the side. Try to keep the left hip down as much as it's willing to stay. 1, we're gazing over the left shoulder. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, coming up. Inhale, upper body down, and exhale, release the foot and let the arm come down. Take a breath in between sides here. And then we'll head to the other. We'll inhale, left leg comes up, catch the big toe. With the exhale, we raise the upper body towards the leg.
1, right toes are pointed. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, upper body down. Exhale, left leg over to the side, right hip staying down, again, as much as it's willing, and shifting the gaze over the right shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold towards the leg. Inhale, upper body down, and exhale, let the leg come down. If you're familiar with Chakrasana, where the hands plant by the ears and swing the feet back over to come into Chaturanga, you're welcome to do it. I'm having enough trouble with this microphone today. As it is, I'm going to skip that. So otherwise, coming out would be bringing the legs in and rocking forward to come up to seated, to run through a vinyasa. And then from here, we're coming back through to sit down and then lie down for Ubaya Padangustasana. So this will begin like Halasana posture from the closing sequence. We're going to take the legs up and over the head, reach back, grab the big toes, take a full breath in and out. So with an inhale, coming up, stopping at about boat pose position, but still holding the toes and gazing upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Crossing the legs, planting the hands, lifting for a vinyasa. And from our down dog, we're coming back through. Urdhva Mukha Paschimottanasana. We're going to lie down on our backs again. Take a breath. And then we're going to bring the legs back up and over, like plow posture again, but this time we're going to hold the outsides of the feet. We're going to try to roll up and stop about the same point again. So breath in and out. And with an inhale, coming up. And then with our exhale, we're going to try to close the gap, folding in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, the legs drop away, still holding the feet, gazing up. Exhale, cross the legs, plant the hands, and the vinyasa. And from our down dog, we're coming back through to seated, to lie down on our backs to set up Setu Bandhasana. If you are familiar with this posture, feel free to go right into it. If you're unfamiliar with it, we'll take one of the steps along the way without going fully into it, because it can be a lot and it's something you want to work up to over time. We're going to bring a bend into the knees and the heels together, so sort of Charlie Chaplin feet happening here. You could just stay here, or we're going to then lift the upper body a little bit and drop the top of the head back down. Just stay right here. This is perfectly fine. 5 breaths here is great. If you're familiar with the full posture, we can cross the arms over. If you want to just stay here with the arms crossed and lifted, that's fine. And otherwise, we start to straighten the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lowering down. Again, you could exit through Chakrasana. I am going to skip that for the sake of the microphone here. We're just going to come up and run through a vinyasa. From here, we're coming back through to seated to lie down on our backs. We're going to head into our closing postures, bridge pose or Urdhva Dhanurasana, if that is where you're at today. So we're going to set up with the knees bent and the feet about hips width distance apart and in as close to our bottoms as is comfortable. You could have the hands right by the sides here. If you're ready for going straight into Urdhva Dhanurasana, hands would be by the ears and you'd press up into a full back bend to warm up to that, or in place of that, hands will be by the sides, and with an inhale, we'll lift the hips. We'll be here for 5 breaths. That's 1. You could walk the hands and arms under a little bit. 2, you could interlace the fingers and press the arms down into the mat. 3, 4, and 5. We'll exhale, lower down, taking a breath, taking 2 breaths. We'll make any changes you want between the first and the second round. You can repeat exactly where you were for the first one. If you're taking it further and you want to bring the hands up by the ears for Urdhva Dhanurasana, you certainly may. So we'll set up, and with an inhale, press up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, lowering down and taking a breath or 2 here. If you're more used to just lowering to the top of the head and taking a breath and going back up, you can certainly do that today as well. We're going to set ourselves back up, lifting when you're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, lowering down, bringing the knees in toward the chest, and then we're going to come up to seated. And if you are more inclined to stand up from your back bend, you of course could have done that, or are welcome to continue on and do that. We're going to come into Paschimottanasana again, a seated forward fold here. So whatever hand position you find most comfortable for you at this point in the practice, we're going to lengthen out the spine with an inhale and fold for 10 nice, steady, slow breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release, and we'll run through a vinyasa here. So lifting, lowering with the exhale. Inhaling for up dog. Exhaling for down dog. And coming through to set up shoulder stand. Sambhala Sarvangasana. This is a supported shoulder stand here. So we're going to start lying down flat on our backs. I'm going to take a breath here, not in a rush. And then we're going to bring the legs up. I'm going to bring the hips up over the shoulders as much as they're willing to go. 1, we're trying to push down into the shoulders here. 2, to the point where none of our vertebrae are actually pressing into the mat. 3, Want to lift up through the toes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to hinge at the hips, bringing the legs overhead for halasana, plow pose. If the feet make it to the floor, we'll touch the toe nails down, or the tops of the feet down. Interlace the fingers and press the arms down into the mat if there's room to release the hands from the low back. That's 2. Trying to keep the spine tall here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Letting the back round, bending at the knees, making some space for the knees to come to either side of the head for Karnapidasana. 1. If the knees make it to the vicinity of the ears. 2. We'll squeeze in on them lightly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring the legs back up as we bring the hands back to the low back for support. Coming into Urdhva Padmasana, or inverted lotus posture. You could just simply cross the legs or bring the legs into lotus. And the hands can stay to the low back, or perhaps coming out to support the legs with the hands at the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lowering the crossed legs in closer to the body for Pindasana, wrapping the arms around. Gentle hug here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Rolling ourselves down. Arms come down to help slow the roll, keeping the legs crossed or in lotus. We're going to land in a flat back, legs down position here. We're going to come into Matsyasana, fish posture, lifting the upper body, dropping the top of the head back down, and gazing up toward the third eye. There's 1, you can either lay the hands in the hip creases. 2, hold on to the feet if you're in lotus. 3, or support the upper body with the elbows to the floor. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. undoing the legs, keeping the upper body as it is for Uttana Padasana. 1, legs are up about 45 degrees off the floor. 2, with toes pointed. 3, and the arms are parallel to the legs. 4, palms together. 5, and the gaze shifts to the tip of the nose. 6, 7, and 8. Lower the legs, lower the arms, lower the upper body. Again, Chakrasana is an exit option here. And again, it's not what I'm taking today. Come up, run through a vinyasa. And we're going to set up for Shirshasana, or headstand. So we'll start on hands and knees. Ooh, microphone again. And we're going to bring ourselves down to forearms and knees. You can check the spacing by wrapping the fingertips around the upper arms. If you're not familiar with a headstand, just skip it. Either do child's pose or dolphin presses here. If you are familiar with it, then feel free to come on up. We're going to be aiming for 10 breaths straight up and down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Coming into Ardha Shirshasana, bending about halfway. So we're in a pike position here. 1, aiming for 5 breaths here today. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll inhale, coming back up. And with the exhale, we'll lower down, either all the way down or almost all the way down, and then coming back up, or dropping into child's pose. If you came back up, we'll then lower all the way down and drop into child's pose. Let the body soften. Stay connected to the breath. And then from here, you're going to come up onto all fours, send the feet back, be in plank briefly as we lower through Chaturanga, coming into an upward facing dog, pulling back to a downward facing dog, and then coming through to seated to set up our final 3 here. Be done with the legs, simple cross leg position. You could come into lotus or half lotus. You could come into a double pigeon or fire log if you're working on your lotus. And then we're going to take the hands behind the back here. So either just grabbing hands, wrists, forearms, or elbows if you're in lotus and you are feeling bendy and bindy today and you want to bind, go for it. We'll lengthen with an inhale and fold over the crossed legs with an exhale for 10 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, releasing the arms, letting the hands or the wrists, or if your knees are rather high up with crossed legs, maybe the elbows even, will come to rest on the knees. Thumb and index fingertip come together softly. The other three fingers connect to one another and aim toward the floor to help the arms straighten without being rigid. Spine is tall, chin drops toward the chest. 10 breaths here. 1, it's Padmasana, lotus posture. 2, 3, it's a fantastic pose for reconnecting the breath to the bandhas. 4, of course, you could make the argument that all of the postures 5 are an opportunity to connect the breath to the bandhas. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Set up for Utplutahi, the uprooting of our lotus. So we're going to move the hands to the floor. If the arms are out really wide because of the leg position, just kind of lift the legs a little bit so that the hands can come in a little bit more in line with the shoulders here. We want to lean forward and gaze forward. And with an inhale, we're going to lift. We're going to try to be here for 10 breaths. Come down whenever you have to come down. I will do my best to make the count not as long as it was in the previous posture here. So we're going to gaze forward and inhale, press and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll lower down, and one more vinyasa here. Lift, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. We're going to come back through to seated. And then we'll lie down on our backs to come into our final relaxation posture here. So, not a whole lot that we're trying to do once we get settled in. We're not looking to check out so completely that we forget that we're here. We want to let any and all efforts and residual tensions that may be in the body just kind of drop away. The awareness and effort in the breath can also drop away. There is no need for bandhas. Just let the body soften completely. you feel you've let go, see if you can let go again. Maybe there's something else that will release for you, some little pocket of residual tension you did not know was there. If you have the time to stay longer in this final relaxation, I encourage you to do so. Otherwise, you just take a nice full deep breath in, let the lungs completely fill, and then softly let that drop out of the body. We'll begin to wiggle the fingers and toes around a little bit, moving into the hands and feet, maybe moving at the wrists and ankles a little bit. And then we'll reach the arms up overhead, just give a nice big stretch, fingertips right to toes. And then just soften there. Bring the knees up in toward the chest, wrap the arms around, maybe rocking from side to side if that feels good on your low back today, or maybe staying still. Then we're going to roll over to our right side and just kind of soften here for just a moment. And then when you're ready, use your hands and arms to press up to a comfortable seated position, whatever that might happen to be for you today. And we'll bring the hands together, let the palms touch, the fingertips touch, thumbs connect to the center of the chest. We'll take 3 deep breaths here. So we'll inhale and exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. You can resume a normal breath pace. Well, thank you all very much for making this practice a part of your day today. Namaste. Well, if you enjoyed this practice, we certainly would appreciate it if you would give us a like. And if you haven't done it already, there's a little red box down there in the corner with a mandala in it that if you click that, will get you subscribed. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.